What's up, guys? It's Masky, and I found this TMI tag through a video that Dido ASMR made, and what it is it's like a bunch of questions. There are, let me see here, 50, and so it's 50 quote-unquote TMI questions. TMI means like too much information, if you didn't know. So I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna tag some people as well to see if they'll make one. So, question 1. What are you wearing? Right now, I'm wearing a Mr. Big and Tall, or whatever it's called, Big and Tall. It's like a long sleeve shirt. I got it from a Salvation Army, and it's really nice. It's one of my favorite shirts because I find that since I'm taller, a lot of shirts don't actually go down very low on my waist, but this one does. So it looks like an actual shirt is supposed to look. Because I remember in high school I was sitting on a table next to my friend, and his torso, I think its torso's the upper part, was like taller than me, but my legs are taller than him, so that's why I was taller than him. So I've got that shirt on. It's got the buttons. I like this one a lot. I have like kind of beige golf pants on and some black socks that I got from Walmart because there's like $10 for 20 pairs or something. They get a lot of holes in them though. They're like really holy socks. Question 2. Have you ever been in love? Of course. I'm very happy right now. I just am, if I had to describe it, very, 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 very happy compared to how I'd been for a very long time. I'm in a much better place now, literally and figuratively, so yeah. Question 3. Have you ever had a terrible breakup? Not really. I mean, in the past, it's like, meh, you know. Keep in mind, like, a lot of relationships are when you're younger, and when you're in high school, a relationship basically doesn't even count. I mean, how often do you hear of people actually marrying their high school sweethearts anyway? Not very often. Sometimes it happens, but it's kind of a rarity. Question 4. I don't know why I didn't just do that. How tall are you? I am 6 foot or 6'1". I know my ID lists me as 6 feet tall, but I've been to the doctors and they say that I'm 6'1". One time they said I was 5'11", but it's like, it seems to fluctuate. I don't know if it's like how I'm standing or what, but about 6 feet tall. Question 5. How much do you weigh? Right now I think I weigh like 250 pounds about. I know that it's gone up and down. I have something called Hashimoto's thyroiditis. And it started off as hyperthyroidism. Now what that means is you tend to lose weight. And like sometimes it's difficult for you to eat and stuff. At least it was for me. And I got down to about 170 pounds, I want to say. But I started taking something called methimazole. And it's meant to bring the TSH levels, I believe, down. Because when I had hyperthyroidism, they were very high. And so it brought them down slowly. And I started to get a little bit better. And then I started taking Lexapro, and that helped me to not have any anxiety. And I'm quite happy on the Lexapro as well. So right now about 250. I'm looking to lose weight, but I would say that Lexapro definitely has made a positive impact on my life. And I'll have to watch because my thyroid levels will go down, and eventually I believe I will have permanent hypothyroid, which is where like your thyroid has, I think, too little TSH, and it makes it so you're like really sluggish and stuff. Question 6. Any tattoos? I do have one tattoo, and eventually I'd like to maybe get more. It really depends. It's kind of a luxury, and I don't really think that I need it, per se. Question 8. One true pairing. I think this has something to do with, like, so on the page it says it's shipping, so that's like a fandom thing or something. I don't really know. I don't really like watch enough stuff that has huge fandoms to ship anything like that. Question 9. Favorite television show? I don't think I really have one. I remember when I was a kid watching stuff like Lost or CSI with my family, but I've never really had like a favorite show. I don't know. Question 10. Favorite bands? I like all sorts of bands. In terms of like what I listen to a lot now, probably Twice, Red Velvet, I listen to Shin Jimin a lot, but not really AOA. AOA is okay, but they're not like my favorite group or whatever. What else do I listen to? Let me see here. Music. I don't really listen to too much music anymore either. What do we have? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I used to listen to like quite a bit of like metal and stuff, but not really anymore. I think a lot of the time I would like to be making music or something like that, more so than listening to it, if that makes sense. I don't know if many other people feel that way, but I feel like I'd rather be making art than listening to it or consuming it. Question 11. Something you miss? I mean, there's a few people who I was friends with in high school who I'd like to see how they're doing today, but I try not to live in the past too much. For example, I don't really reach out to any old friends or anything. I used to have a thing where I wouldn't reach out to them unless I had something to impress them with. But the thing is, when you put that on yourself, if you're not like fully committed to what is in front of you, maybe sometimes even if you are, I guess it's just really based on luck, it takes forever and you never really have something to impress them with. But since I've dropped that kind of frame of mind, I don't really miss much of anything or any previous people I knew or anything like that. Question 12. Favorite song? Right now, I like the song Oxygen by Twice, and in terms of like Shin Jimin, she put out some singles like Walking, Talking and stuff like that, Twinkle Little Star. But I think from Boxes, one of my favorite songs is Sympathy or Somewhere. The EP has 4 tracks: Somewhere, Sympathy, Don't Know Why, and Suddenly. I think it's good EP. It's somewhat front-loaded. The first 2 tracks are the best ones, but the last 2 are pretty good as well. Question 13. How old are you? I am 30 years old. I was born in 1995. I don't remember too much of the 90s, and I remember 9/11 was like a big thing when it happened, but I don't actually remember it, like at all. I don't remember what was going on that day. I remember when the Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire came out more than 9/11. And like watching old PBS Kids and seeing like the Juicy Juice commercial on there and wondering why I could never find that in the store, because I always wanted to try it. I don't know if they even make it anymore. Question 14. Zodiac sign, Pisces. Question 15. Qualities you look for in a partner. I look for someone who's forgiving, someone who is real with me, if that makes sense, someone who doesn't give up, and someone who wants a family and likes to think of like future thinking and stuff like that. Question 16. Favorite quote. Comparison is the thief of joy. Don't compare yourself to other people. There's a lot of successes that you watching have had in your life that some of these people you compare yourselves to probably haven't. Even if they're like a millionaire or something, or I don't know, they got rich off Bitcoin or something like that. I'm sure there's things, positive things in your life that they've never experienced that you have. Yes, money can buy you things like, say, better health care or like better psychological care or something, but there's a whole lot of downsides too. For example, did you hear about all those Bitcoin people who got famous and then got killed because like they were targeted because they had that money? Sorry for my stomach. It really does seem like money, where there's more money, there's more evil sometimes. I don't know. My great-grandmother said something that's kind of like a cliche thing. You'll hear that money is the root of all evil. I don't know if it's the root of all evil, but certainly a lot of corruption and negativity comes when you're dealing with a lot of money, you know. It can cause trouble. Question 17. Favorite actor? I don't know, probably Arnold Schwarzenegger. I used to like his movies as a kid. I watched Terminator 2 when I was way too young. I think I was like 5. But yeah, I'd say Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's got some good ones. He's got some bad ones too, but he's got some good movies. Number 18. Favorite color? Probably magenta, indigo, or blue. Question 19. Loud music or soft music? I like both of them. Like I said, I used to listen to metal and like other stuff, dance music, things like that. There's this group called, they were called Panasonic, but then they got sued or something. So they're Finnish, I think. So they changed their name to Pansonic. They're pretty good. I was working on some music that's kind of like theirs, mixed with a little bit more harsh stuff, but I was having issues with family at the time, and I got mad and just deleted all the album. I had 3 albums I deleted, and they were all good. I don't know. That's what happens when you've got, like, issues, and you're not on the proper medication for it, I guess. But maybe eventually I can make some albums that are even better, or on par with the really good ones I had made. It just sucks that they're gone now. I literally released them for like 5 minutes and then deleted them. Question 20. Where do you go when you're sad? Usually I just kind of turn inward. I like to read or sometimes do art. I'll do videos like this if I'm sad as a way to pass the time as well. I don't put sadness into the videos, but I mean, the videos help me to kind of get past it. And especially since I've gotten properly medicated on Lexapro and stuff like that, and dealt with some of my health issues, it's been less of an occurrence where I'm very sad about something. Like I've been sad about that duck that we had tried to take to a shelter that passed away. But I can't really change that, you know? It's not something that I so much did. It's just something that happened. I try to keep a positive outlook on things. Question 21. How long does it take you to shower? It used to take me about half an hour, but now I don't really care about like staying in the shower for a long period as much, so I go in, shower, I'd say about 15 minutes. Question 22. How long does it take you to get ready in the morning? I would say it takes me about half an hour. I'll sometimes put some gel in my hair, like some matte stuff to get it kind of situated properly. Brush my teeth, shower, and sometimes have a cup of coffee, which I'm trying to get rid of because it doesn't do me any good. And that's about it. I might stop at a store before work and grab something like a drink for the day, but that's pretty much it. Question 23. Have you ever been in a physical fight? Yes, and on the losing and winning side. There have been times when I've accidentally had reflexes and punched people by accident, which I didn't intend to, but I generally don't like fighting. It's just not something that's really productive. I don't know. There's enough fighting in the world and negativity. Number 24. Turn on. I guess, same with the relationship things. Someone who's kind, someone who's future-oriented, someone who will stick by you, and someone who, like, wants to have a family and stuff. Number 25. Turn offs. I kind of am allergic to cats, so I don't like being around cat people very much. And, I don't know, I don't like drug addict type situations because I feel like a lot of the times those can cause, like, it's one thing, so there's obviously like an opioid crisis right now, right? And it's one thing if you're doing something that harms you. Obviously, I'd rather people not do that at all. But when they're also doing something like fentanyl that can kill people quite easily, I hate that. And I don't hate much, but it's like, you need to, excuse me. You need to think about how the people around you can be affected. And I feel like in situations like that, people kind of aren't. So I don't like that. I also don't really go out to clubs or anything like that, or drink. I've never really drank too much, except when I was like 18, but yeah, that's not really my thing, you know? But to each their own, I guess, but I don't really want to be around people who are doing like hard drugs, or even marijuana. I don't really like that either, but, you know. Question 26. The reason I joined YouTube or blogging. So, for me, I had been inspired by Tierra de Duelo, along with some other ASM artists too, like, you know, like Maddie Tingles, Comfy Nami, people like that. And I wanted to make videos that could actually help people, because I really do think that there's a lot of positivity and benefit to ASMR. Like, even when I was not being able to take medication, I was still having motivation to move forward because of, say, the videos of Tierra de Duelo. And I think that really helps. And I think there's so much negativity right now in the world that if I'm here, I might as well try to help people. And I've also always been very, like, artistic and into that kind of thing. And if I'm not creating something, I feel kind of, like, depressed as well. So I like to make videos like this. And, like, I've met so many people who are dead now in the past. Like I said, I'm 30, but I know about, like, 10 or 12 people who are dead. Well, I don't know them now because they're dead, but I knew them. And they're gone. And it's like, well, these people were good people. Why are they gone and I'm here? And it's like, well, if I'm still here, I might as well try and do something positive with my time. Try to help. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's very important as well. And I'm happy to help anyone with these videos. I just wish that I could make them more often. Also, I wish that I could find good trigger words in Tuvan, which I'm working on that. 2OPL if you're listening. Or Opal. Question 27. Fears. So, I am scared of water. A big fear of mine is being in a plane crash. Just because if you survive when you hit the water, you're stuck in like this aircraft as it's slowly sinking into the water. And I can't swim. So if we don't have any like life jackets or anything, or I can't get to one, and I have to look down at that water. It's like an endless abyss. It's terrifying. I don't like the idea of looking out and seeing nothing but water around you. I don't know, I think it's got to do a little bit with claustrophobia in a way. Like you're trapped, you can't get out. It's like similar to being in a prison, I guess, if that makes sense. I also, weirdly, I don't like being in the back seat of cars that have no doors, because I can't get out of them. So if something happens, I'm stuck unless I can kick out the windshield or the window. Maybe it's just that being stuck, and water, of course. Also, allergies, like anaphylaxis. I'm quite scared of that, but that's due to like health anxiety and stuff. Question 28. Last thing that made you cry. I mentioned it briefly, but we had found a duck that was injured and we're going to take it to like a rehab center that's in the city near us. And we called and they were closed, so we tried to make the duck comfortable and just kind of like get him through to the next day, but unfortunately the duck passed away, so that was the last time I cried. And when I think about the duck. Question 29. When was the last time you said you loved someone? This morning. It was this morning. And every day. Question 30. What is the meaning behind your YouTube channel name? So, I called myself Masky because I wear a mask. And I might change it up a little bit over time or have different ones or just upgrade this one to a white one that has some other stuff on it. But, yeah, I know it's not the most original name, but I thought it was a good one, and I mean, what you see is what you get, right? And I'm going to, of course, like I said, try to upgrade the setups and stuff, but I just thought it was a fitting name. I couldn't really think of anything else. Question 31. Last book you read. What would it have been? Maybe something from like the Bible or something, I don't know. Just like a passage or something. Or maybe like Laws of Power. Or maybe even like a Darwin Awards book. I can't even think really. Question 32. The book you're currently reading. Well, I do have the Laws of Power, the 48 Laws of Power book on like my phone, but I'm reading through it very slowly. So it's taking a little bit of time, but it's a good read. It's very interesting, some of the stories they tell, like Galileo and stuff about what happened with him. It's good rules for life, I think. Question 33. What is the last TV show you watched? I don't really watch TV shows anymore. I can't think of one. Oh, I think I know what it is. It was an episode of this show, Creep Show, based off of the... It's like a movie by Stephen King and George A. Romero. And it was the first episode. It was an adaptation of Grey Matter that had Tobin Bell in it. I didn't get all the way through it. I just watched a little bit of it. I don't know if I have the attention span to watch movies or TV shows really anymore. It kind of sucks, but I think it has to do with, again, wanting to make art as opposed to, like, view it. Question 34. Who was the last person you talked to? The last person I talked to was my girlfriend. Question 35. What is the relationship between you and the last person you texted? That would be my girlfriend. Question 36. What's your favorite food? I like pizza and stuff, but I have to avoid it because the tomatoes give me like bad heartburn. So I mean, I guess I like bananas and like oatmeal and stuff. I need to have like a really bland diet, but yeah, stuff like that. Bread, I don't know, it's very kind of just middle of the road, kind of generic stuff, I guess. Question 37. Places that you want to visit. I want to visit the Philippines, Japan, South Korea, Germany, the Netherlands, for sure. the Netherlands is probably the coolest place, I think, in Europe. Switzerland, second coolest place. Maybe I'd visit that area where OBL is from, just to see Siberia, what it's like. I think is Siberia in Russia? Forgive me if I'm wrong. I think it's like part of that area, sort of. I'd like to visit Hong Kong, maybe Singapore, the United Kingdom, Scotland, Ireland, maybe Northern Ireland. I don't know if they're like kind to tourists. They probably are, but I know that there was stuff like the Troubles and all that, so there's like a lot of like, I don't know if it's still there, a lot of tensions between the UK and Northern Ireland. I don't know. But yeah, I'd be happy to visit there if they're nice to like people who go there. But yeah. Question 38. The last place you were. I was at home. Question 39. Do you have a crush? No, I have a girlfriend. I don't have a crush. Question 40. Last time you kissed someone? I think yesterday. Yes, yesterday. Question 41. When was the last time you were insulted? Like, seriously insulted, probably a few years ago. You get like little, I guess they call them microaggressions, or people, it's just, I prefer to call it just like being passive aggressive. You'll get that from like family or sometimes coworkers. But like, it's something I try to just not let get to me, so I can't even remember at this moment. So it must not have been anything too like out there. Question 42. Favorite flavor of candy? I like the high chews, strawberry, apple, and I like the blueberry one too. Question 43. What instruments do you play? Like I can touch a keyboard and do a little bit of vocals, but that's about it in terms of my actual instruments. I do consider the voice an instrument, so yeah. Question 44. What is your favorite piece of jewelry? I don't really have one, but I'd like to get like a cross necklace maybe or something like that. Right now I don't really wear much jewelry, though I was gifted from my girlfriend, it's like a tree of life, which I keep. It's like the tree is metal and it's around like a little stone. I like that one a lot, but I don't wear it because I don't want to break it. Question 45. What is the last sport you played? I don't play too much sports, but when I was a kid, I played soccer and I did taekwondo. Both of them are pretty cool. Question 46. Last song you sang? I don't really know. Maybe one I made. I don't sing too much. Question 47. Favorite chat up line? I think that's like a pickup line. I don't really use pickup lines. Like, I don't need to because I have a girlfriend, but I don't. Even when I don't really have one. It's just like, hey, how are you? I don't know. Question 48. Have you ever used a pickup line? Hey, hello, how are you? Yes, I have. It's pretty common. Question 49. When was the last time you hung out with anyone? So aside from hanging out with my girlfriend every day, I also went to go see my uncle and my cousin because it was her graduation from high school, and we had like a get together with a few people there. There was my uncle, his wife, my grandfather, his wife, my uncle's friend, his wife, my cousin and her friend, and me and my girlfriend. So it was pretty fun. Other than that, I don't really go out much. I don't really hang out with many people. And question 50. Who should answer these questions next? So, I'd like to tag Tiarduelo, Pickled ASMR, Comfy Nami, Jubilee Whispers, and maybe lovely ASMRs. That's who I'd like to see do this one. But regardless, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll be working on some more videos very soon. So have a wonderful day or night, and keep being awesome.